Okay, and here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to the Star Wars Podcast, where we talk all things Marvel and Star Wars. Please take a moment to check our show notes to find our social media, merch, and more. Today, we are recapping Andor Episode 7 and full spoiler details, so if you haven't seen the episode, I would get out of here. And I'm here with, oh no, I had an intro and I lost it, Tommy. Oh no. What was the thing that they said they liked at the end? Hold on. Pesnos and Revnog. My favorite Pesnos and Revnog lover, Tommy Pizzolo. Tommy, how are you?
It's true. I can't go a day without him. Well, lucky for you, Michael, you'll have me for 6 years because I was just on vacation and I got sentenced for 6 years of podcasting. So I'm stuck in this for a while now. So
yeah, it's a long contract. Tommy, I've really messed up here. We haven't had two guests on in like a year, maybe. So, like, I don't know what to do right now. I'm really scared because I want to introduce them both, but I don't know who I let talk first. Like, I don't know if we do rock paper scissors. Like, I'm really stressing over this. They got the rocks up. All right. On three, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I said on three, and then I said shoot. Okay, go again. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Riveting podcasting. Okay, so we're joined by the two girls, one multiverse podcast, Sam and Megan. It's awesome to have you guys here, but I'm going to throw it to Sam first. This is the first time you've been here, and I want to give you the chance to kind of introduce yourself to our audience.
Cool. Yeah, we're super happy to be here. We are Two Girls, One Multiverse. We started our podcast about 6 months ago because we were secret fans of Marvel and Star Wars and figured that this would be a good place to reach out to other secret female nerd fans and see what else was out there. So, yeah.
Cool. And Megan, I know you're the big loser here in the rock, paper, scissors, but you can introduce yourself as well.
Biggest loser here. Yeah, I'm the other half of Two Girls, One Multiverse. Pretty much Sam said it all, but we're so excited to be here. And excited to talk Andor this week. That's kind of it. I don't know. What else do you want to know about me?
Well, I guess I'm curious because y'all talk about Star Wars and Marvel too. So, are we like the male variants of you guys? Is that what this?
Definitely, and I am like the white horse between me and Tommy because he's a scumbag Bills fan, and I'm a New England Patriots fan.
Oh no, here we go.
Went down a dark path and became a Patriots fan. Oh.
You have to understand, like, there's no coming back from this now. Like, this is actually now going to be a football podcast. Like, this is where we are.
I'm going to take us right off the rails right there. But, I don't know how many rings you have, Tommy. But I have quite a lot over here. It's not a big deal.
It's so cold.
Yeah. No. It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
We've been saving those 4 fingers for those 4 rings, and they never happened.
I'm not meant for this podcast because I'm so much of a nerd that, like, you said rings, and I was like, oh, we talking rings of power? Like, what's up here?
That's cool. We can do that too.
Yeah. Well, Sam, I'll throw it to you. Sam, I want to get your take. Andor is here. What have you thought thus far?
Well, I've thought really wonderful things. This has actually now become my favorite Star Wars spinoff, much more than even Mandalorian. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. I have not watched episode 7 yet. So I love spoilers. This is going to be great. I'm here for all the discussion and will definitely throw in my unsolicited opinion. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
This is such a fun wrinkle in the podcast, Tommy. Why haven't we tried this?
I know.
Not watch.
Yeah, one of us doesn't watch, one of us does, and the whole episode is just us trying to explain what happened to the other person.
I'll say something about Samantha is that she is one of the biggest Star Wars nerds that I know. So I know she's going to be able to keep up because there was one specific time that she doesn't even remember We were at a bar together, and there was somebody there. I don't even know who. We were both like in that realm where I don't remember, but I have really fuzzy recollection of it. They'd never seen Star Wars. She proceeds to give them a full-blown rundown of the entire like sagas, all three of them of Star Wars, just like word for word, in the best way I've ever heard anyone do it. Like she just hit on all the appropriate topics, and it was flawless, and she was like teetering on a blackout drunk. So I know that she's going to do really fine here.
That's like, yeah, she's been in the trenches here before, so this is brand new. But Megan, I'll throw it to you specifically. Episode 7, are you high on this? Did you like this episode?
I liked this episode. The thing about the way that Andor is being released, I feel like they released the first 3 episodes for a reason. It feels like it's coming out in like groups of 3, whereas like in each group of 3, the first 2 episodes have been kind of like building the story up. We're not really getting anywhere like important. We're getting just like the baseline of the story, and it's all leading up to like that 3rd episode where we're getting a fight, or we're getting somewhere, we're getting answers. So I feel like episode 7 is another like scenario where it's going to start building up that next like trilogy of episodes, and by I can't do math. 10. By episode 10, we're going to have like another one of those great buildups. But I do feel like this did change things a little bit, where it really fed off episode 6 and it was continuing to build a story. And I really, really liked it. Whereas in episode 1 and 2 and 4 and 5, I just like, we were just talking before we started filming that it's not like a Marvel series where every episode means something and every episode can kind of stand alone, whereas in Andor you really need those episode 1, 2, 4, 5. It's building something, so it's kind of, I'll say it's kind of boring. But 7 wasn't boring, so that's good. I feel like we're really, really building up to something, and I really liked it.
Yeah, Tommy, what do you think about the format here? Because that's a good point. Especially like Mandalorian has a lot of episodes that like you just watch out of the blue. It's a small movie. This is very much different. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, it definitely feels like many arcs we're talking about. Like it's like, a little rising action, some fallen action. We're here. And I agree. There was a couple of times where I'm like, we're really just lore dumping to get us to the episode so that it makes sense at the end of the mini arc. Okay, that makes sense to me. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it to a degree. I think like the difference between that and like Mando is like, Mando's was like, you could take it all separate, but it was all building towards that one moment where you get the band back together again, and we're going to go and we're going to rescue, all that stuff. So I'm kind of glad that this show is changing that up. I didn't want to see we're going to meet a bunch of characters, and then in the last penultimate, all of them coming together again, and then we're going to be excited. So I hope it's a little different.
And it does feel like this episode 7 was the first time we really get like a big name drop. We hear Palpatine's name, and unlike Boba Fett and Mandalorian, it's just, which I love, it's fan service. We're getting all these characters, these beloved characters, and they're just in and out, and we're getting names like fucking Ashoka and Luke Skywalker all the time in those 2 series. But this one, it feels like a really slow burn, and I really liked that. This is the first time we actually hear a name that we kind of know in Palpatine, so I like that.
Yeah, I want to throw this to Sam because this will be fun for somebody who didn't see it. They said Palpatine's name like 6 times in this episode. They didn't say it at any other point in the show, but literally, like, it's constantly referenced here. Sam, is Palpatine going to show up in Andor?
I think yes. I would guess that he'd show up in like the last finale, even if it's just like a glimpse. What I specifically loved about Andor and even Rogue One was that it truly is a standalone, and that it feels you're in the universe, but you're very separated. And so the fact that this was tied in is actually like, interesting. And so if we know that it's a successful story in and of itself, why are they dropping that name? If not to mean and bring us back to, to have us see him in action at the end or have some like pivotal moment. So that's what I would say.
I like it. Well, let's dive into the episode a little bit here. And Tommy, I haven't mentioned this yet, but it's annoyed me every single freaking week. I'm over it. The Andor intro sucks. And here's the worst part about it. We start out with the Star Wars fanfare, right? You see like all the different helmets. It's blue, it's red. You can press skip on that. But then you have to watch like the 30-second Andor intro, and it's just the text. I hate it. It's the worst.
I fully agree. And I've been thinking that too. I'm like, you can't give me anything else. I fully agree with you, Michael.
Should we change it? Should it be like a cheesy spy intro, like do 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 do, but like some space themes in there, some laser? Should that be
just
the new intro?
Cut the timeline of like showing the text in half.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have time for that. There's a million other things I can do. I'm gonna start playing fucking solitaire on my phone. I'm bored.
Lost did that, but it was like 8 seconds, and it's just there's the show, and that's it. So I don't know. It is what it is. But we open on Cyril here. Back on Cyril. This guy, I'm so sick of his story. He doesn't do anything. Every single week, he's just. I guess he got a job this time, but like the last 2 episodes, he's just like hanging out with his parents. But we open, and he's with his mom or aunt or something, and he's eating his blue milk cereal, and she's making fun of his suit. He mentions that it's tailored. I don't know. What do you guys think of Cyril?
I think he's a fucking nerd.
Huge.
Not that we love nerds. We are nerds, but yeah, he's just kind of a snake. He's probably gonna have somewhat of an arc, but he basically works at the TVA right now.
Oh no, not that. Yeah, you're right.
Also, like he definitely has like his name sewn into his underwear, right? Like he's that kind of guy where he's like, yeah,
that his mom washes and folds for him.
Yeah, 100%. Total loser, and not about this storyline at all either, Michael. It's just like I don't need to watch a parent her kid. There's so much more exciting things on the show. Hopefully, there's something else coming. I feel like he's gonna like break bad. That's my thing. Is like he's gonna go anti-nerd and get like a leather jacket maybe and get real like evil on us.
Tailored leather jacket, yeah.
Well, I also feel like he's the type of character that if, like, he's clearly narcissistic, so if he's beaten down enough, he's gonna snap. And so I feel like this is us maybe watching him get to that breaking point and when he's gonna do something completely, out of control and be a real threat.
So something that's worth tracking here is how much Andor like just doesn't care about like making things Star Warsy. Like we've seen people complain about the guns; they look like AK-47s. People have complained about like some guy was wearing a hoodie. There was somebody at the end of this episode like sitting in a beach chair. But here at the start, this was kind of weird. We had a news broadcast. I've never seen this in Star Wars. They on their screen, it was like an anchor man like this just in on Aldhani. There was a robbery. I'm like, what is this? So I don't know. It's something weird to track.
It is weird. And I one other thing about what's his name? Cyril? How do you say his name?
Yeah, Cyril, I think.
Cyril? Okay. He definitely gives me General Hux vibes.
Ooh, okay.
Right? Like the nerd who's like just trying to impress people. And then I feel like he'll have that arc where like maybe he turns into like a little bit of a good guy. But is that too predictable? Probably. But I just wanted to add that because I definitely get that from him.
Yeah, I think either he snaps or he's a rebel. I could maybe see him joining the rebels, like, but I honestly like Sam's like snap idea. Like it's like he's like no more wired clothes hangers kind of vibes. Like he just snaps and snaps a pencil as well, maybe, and then
metaphorical and the physical.
Yeah. So we'll go to this next scene here, and Megan and Sam, do either of you watch Clone Wars? Or have watched? No. Oh no.
No, I dabbled in it a little bit, but not heavy into the Clone Wars.
Well, this is a cameo here. This is this guy with the mustache. He's talking to like the other officers, the Imperial officers. They're like cracking down, like yelling about taxes and stuff. But the guy doing all this, his name is Wolf Yarlana, I believe, and he's in the original trilogy, like in the background, and then he comes back in Clone Wars as a named character, and that character, I believe, also is technically like the voice. Like there's like an announcer at the start of the episode. Sometimes he is like the voice of that as well. Minor cameo. I thought that was kind of cool. My brother pointed that out. I didn't even see it, but
really cool. Yeah, I didn't watch Clone Wars either, but That's good. And I like that.
I love that. I'd rather have cameos like that, like to what you guys were saying earlier of like Mando always been like, here's this big iconic person you love. Like, I don't need that from there's a big universe. It's but I don't mind when it's like only a select few of you will know this and it's for you all.
Yeah. These guys are just cranky. You kind of see like how things start turning, like just based on this robbery, and like how the Empire kind of gets to where it is, like to its full extreme, where they're like we're not even respecting their culture anymore. Like they just like straight out say that. It's like, geez. But I don't know. I thought this was interesting. We also get a good line from Deborah. I've messed up the name already, and then I've second guessed myself, but she has a cool line. She says, "This is not a robbery; it's an announcement." So,
yeah, I like that, and I think that her character is very intriguing to me. It feels like she's not all bad. Like I feel like she could take a turn. Like there's something more to that character.
What's so fascinating to me, especially at the end of the episode when we see her and her like rival go at it, I'm sitting here like I'm rooting for her, but they're both the bad guy in this situation. Like it's so weird. Like it's like why are they trying to make us sympathize with her so much? Mm-hmm. Because actually the weird thing is she's being a bad guy, but she's doing it better. So it's
totally, yeah. Yeah, and like she also doesn't want any rules. She wants to be able to do what she's doing. So I don't know. There's something more to her. She seems like there's something missing.
Are you saying she's rebellious?
Ooh, that could be what I'm implying.
I think they're all rebels. Is that the thing? Is that what we find out, that every character that we're following on the side is just going to end up becoming rebels? Even poor boy who eats cereal with his mom. Like, do we have to? Can they say no to? Okay, real quick, is the rebels like? Could you be like, nah, I'm good. I don't need you. Like, or do you take all volunteers?
Ooh, I think you take all volunteers, but if it were me in charge, I'd be like, wait, we're good.
Yeah, maybe you could give him like Jaina Terry or Judy.
Not in the show.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go to my favorite character of this entire series, Mon Mothma. What a queen. She's the best. Sam, have you liked Mon Mothma? I feel like I can ask you this because like you haven't watched the episode, but you know who she is.
I do, and I'm very much into where we're at in this series with her. And again, I don't know what happens in this episode, but I'm very excited to like keep watching and to figure it all out. But yeah, I've been on board and a fan. So
this was her best episode, guys. I thought she was so great.
She's being a sneaky little bitch in this episode, and I love that for her. I feel like when we first get introduced to her, I don't really trust her, but as it's gone on, I really like where she's headed, and she's like a cougar. I'm into her. She is like pulling cards where she needs to, and like flirting with her little high school boy. Like I just like her. I think she's gonna be a huge asset, but in a different way, because I really like her and Luther. I like how they play off of each other, and they're so different. And they're kind of working for the same thing, but they're doing it in completely different ways.
Yeah, I loved all this party stuff. And she's working for me. It's very, like, this stuff is what's feeling very Game of Thrones Star Wars to me. Like, she could be in the garden, be like, here, come walk the gardens with me as I plot the murder of everyone. Great stuff here with her. I'm very into it, the different dynamics she has going on as well.
Although, like, since you threw in Game of Thrones, Qyburn, aka Major Part, whatever his name is, that is all I think. Every time he's on the screen, I'm like, who are you building? Who did you make behind the scenes? Anytime he's on the screen, that's all I think of. I'm like, you made the mountain and I don't trust you. Obviously, I wouldn't anyways because of your role, but that's the only thing I think of is Game of Thrones.
Yeah, breaking the mountain. I don't care. Just full crossover. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so a couple of things here. We get the dinner scene, but first she's meeting with Luthen, and she has this very heated conversation with him where she's like, I was a little surprised to find out that she didn't really understand exactly what Luthen was doing. I feel like they didn't really capture that before, but she's like, are you responsible for this robbery, perhaps? And he's like, nah. And she pushes him, and he ends up telling her. And they kind of go back and forth, and he's like, it doesn't matter. The network is set. We're ready to go. Get on board or be left behind, basically. So
yeah, they do such a good job in this show of lying. Like everyone's a really good liar, and they do it so like in such a smart way where we know that they're lying and they're trying to portray something to somebody else that's probably listening. But I just want to say, like, I'm intrigued and inspired. I'm inspired.
You know who the best liar is in this show?
And lie. I have adequate power reserves.
B2 Emo. Yeah, he's a good liar.
Amazing. He is a good liar. Yeah, absolutely. I like.
Yeah. But okay, here, yeah. This is where we got another mention of Palpatine. But we come back to Cyril here again. I don't have a whole lot to say. He's like walking. He's like applying for the job, I guess. Whatever.
He's getting a blue collar job.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they kind of bring up his record, his like how he got fired from his last job. And he's like, I was in the right there, and he was like, okay, cool, we'll just wipe that from your record. It's like,
amazing.
okay.
I wish I could do
that. It felt like when they ask you like in an interview job, like, oh, what's your weakness? And the person like spins it around to be like, well, I'm just really tidy. That's my biggest weakness.
I'm too punctual.
I'm a perfectionist. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so enough Cyril. That could be the last document. We'll go to I have in my notes Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know who this character is. I don't think we're supposed to know who the character is. But she's very interesting. She seems to be working with Luthen. So she kind of goes up and she meets this woman who I've never seen before. And I'm like trying to, and as the conversation goes, I realized, oh, that's Belle. Like she's all dolled up. I was like, oh, that's nice.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, what are you guys going? Do you guys have like a gala after this? Why do you both look so good? And I thought the same thing at first. I'm like, who is that blonde? She looks kind of familiar. And then I'm like, oh, that's fucking Belle.
Yeah.
She wants Cassian dead as fuck, right?
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, the red chick does.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Well, I mean, I don't know. Why'd they bring him on?
She's jealous.
Oh, okay, interesting.
No loose ends, guys. When we do our big crime spree, we need anyone that's not us four right here. Gotta kill him right afterwards. But don't let them know.
Says the person that had nothing to do with anything, who's like sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm disappointed in her because Diego Luna is just chef's kiss. How could you do that? You let him live, even if he's like a liability.
Yeah. Don't like that. So what is she like a bounty hunter now? Is that like the next episode? She's gonna be like trying to kill him in prison or something? I don't know. Where's this going? Yeah. Okay, so we'll go to okay, well there was a line here that was mentioned. Cinta's doing what she was told. And I love Cinta. Cinta is like she reminds me of like Boba Fett in the original trilogy where like she doesn't say anything, but she's just fucking cool. You see her here with she has like this homemade speeder and she's like there's like a Star Destroyer flying over and she's just like I mean she doesn't do anything, she just flies it around and I was like I don't know, you're awesome.
I agree, she's awesome. Yeah, but I don't know what her next play is, but it seems like she's not with the team, so she's kind of going rogue, if you will. She's a rogue one. But I don't know. I really, really like her, and I think that she's going to come back in a big way.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna get Andor here. We're halfway through the episode, and Andor shows up. Imagine that.
Wasn't it like 17 minutes? 17 minutes before he even shows up on screen is what I saw. Yeah. It's crazy.
Unreal.
Yeah, and how much time has passed from where we left him last? It was kind of confusing sometimes to me with the time jumps of it. It was like, has he been on vacation for a while now? Like, has he been just like getting his tan on? Or is this like right afterwards? This was his first stop.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. There was a couple things in there that was like, is it a week? Is it 3 months? I don't know.
Was this when he's on the beach, or when he's like banging that slut? Is that later on in the episode, or are we talking about when he's in Malta?
Yeah.
Oh,
when he went back first, and then he went.
Sorry, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, he's going home to see his mother, not doing what you said he was doing. He's coming to save his mother, and he's got all the money now. B2 Emo wants to go too, but she kind of talks him down and is like, "Okay, we'll go tomorrow." So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where we do get the little dinner party here, and Mon Mothma is awesome here. Tommy, we complained that like the show had no aliens. There was like a couple of background aliens here.
Yeah, some good background aliens here. Solid 10 out of 10 aliens. I love this party.
Yeah, it was fun. I want to get y'all's take on the aliens though. Like, do y'all need more aliens? Y'all not like aliens? Because there's been no aliens in the show. I like the Star Wars aliens.
I like aliens.
I'm pretty nostalgic for the aliens, but they are like a noticeable absence. Yeah, I could do with more aliens.
Yeah, I want the people with like the leg heads. I'm into that. I'm really into that. But I feel like what I like about this whole series is that it's so standalone, where like you're not putting any like you're just nowhere else within the Star Wars franchise, which kind of reminds me of Werewolf by Night. It's so standalone that I'm kind of okay with it because we're going so different, like so rogue, so different than anything we've ever seen. So I'm okay without the aliens, but I do miss it. But you know what? Mandalorian season 3 is coming soon, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So she's gonna talk to her buddy here, Tay, and basically she's like feeling him out, putting things out there. He makes a comment like, "I think my politics are too extreme for you," or something like that. And she's like, "Bet, try me." And they sit down. They talk about, well, he's a banker, and he's going to help her access her funds because there's too many eyes on her. So I don't know. This is she's roping these guys in.
Yeah, I agree. And I fully agree with what you said. And I think Tay's going to be a good ally. And it feels like the sexual chemistry between those two is undeniable. Because her husband chugs. These are the hot takes I get from watching it. I don't know about you guys, but that's my take.
Emphasis on a hot take. Yeah. So, yeah.
Did I get you with the sexual chemistry? Sorry.
Yeah. So, I think Mon Mothma's family is gonna die. That's my opinion. Her daughter, her husband, because as of right now, like I feel like she is on the side of like, let's not go too extreme. We could do things quietly. We don't have to be crazy. But there's got to be something that makes her like the leader of the rebels. So I think that might be it. I think they're gonna kill her family.
I mean,
and then she ends up with Tay.
And then she can start a brand new family. Who cares? But yeah, it seems like she's finding the most legitimate way to launder money, unlike Luthen, which is like, that's cool. I'm fine with that. And I like that take that her whole family's going to die. I think that's probably going to, if that does happen, it seems like a really good catalyst to completely drive her into like the rebellion. So that would probably be best for her character and what we'd all like to see from it. But,
Well, and also any other time that we've seen her, she doesn't mention her family really at all. And she's always alone. And so that's a great opportunity for them to use this to write in her family and give her that story.
Exactly. Yes. Kill her family. Kill the child. That's what we're all about.
Kill them all. Get them out of here.
I mean, they kill children in Andor, so it's like a thing they do. We've not seen that before, so.
I mean, a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So, some younglings. So we'll go to Andor. Andor's going to go meet his main squeeze, Bix, and she's not happy. I felt bad for Andor here. She's like, you need to go away. It's not safe here. And then she like starts calling him a liar. I'm like, come on, like this guy's been through it.
That's not very fair.
I agree, but like her honey got killed because of it, even though he's like a 2-timing skis ball. But I understand that like that dynamic because of Andor's actions. Now their entire town is taken over, so I can understand why she's pissed. I would be pissed too.
Can I also just make a side note that I like one of the reasons why I love Star Wars so much is that you have people who are named like Mon Mothma and then Tom. Wasn't his name Tom?
Yeah, no, I think it's Tim. But Tommy and I were talking about this before. It's like there's no in between. You're either a Luke or you're an Obi-Wan, right? Like it's yeah.
Yeah, I was telling
exactly.
There's a point in the episode way later, but there's a sign, I guess some sort of force sensitive thing. And one of the names have translated in the language that it is written. It's just Kevin, force sensitive. So watch out. We're going to see Master Jedi Kevin.
That's so good.
Oh no, not Kevin.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, they talk a little bit more. This scene was kind of boring. He pays her and then leaves. That's kind of what I got from it. But okay, so this is a weird component of this episode because like we kind of get some flashbacks. I was really confused about like what the heck was going on, and like I don't know. Maybe I was just being dumb, but like I didn't know who the guy was. Anyways, he's walking through the streets and then he like flashes back and we see clone troopers, and I later found out that the person he was with was like his stepdad. Or not stepdad, adopted father.
Clem, yeah.
Yeah, Clem. And yeah, so we kind of get hints there that something might have happened to him as he's like encountering these clone troopers. So
yeah, Clem got hung as fuck.
Yeah, hung in the square.
It was honestly, it was really sweet when he first joined up with those rebels that he used Clem's name. So that was a cute callback. Yeah. I mean, cute in a weird way, but
it's like a dark cute.
Yeah, it was dark cute.
Okay, so now he's gonna get back to his mom, and it's the next day, and he's like, "All right, it's time to go." And she's like, "Nope, I'm not doing it." She saw the robbery of the garrison, and she's like, "No, I'm cool. I'm gonna stay here. They can't penetrate my mind. I'm safe, and you need to go." So sad.
That scene was so heartbreaking. When he's like, I won't have peace. I'll be worried about you all the time. And she's like, that's love. That's just love. Yeah. Fuck, that got me in my feels so hard.
Yeah, that in her talking about how she can't go through the town square because of Clem, like all that stuff. I thought this was a really good scene and a big heart of the, like this is the most I felt from the show so far. And you know, we haven't got a ton from the relationship, but I was fully bought into it. I'm like, go eat your blue milk and cereal with your mom. Everyone should do it these days.
Just love her, just hug her, hold on to her as long as you can. Yeah, absolutely.
The saddest part for me is B2 Emo. He's like, "Can I talk now?" And she goes, "No," and like he doesn't say anything else after that. I'm like, oh no, this is why he's emo.
Exactly. Get out, droid.
Okay, so we're left with one final thing here, which I found a little weird. She says, as he's about to leave, she goes, "Stop looking for your sister," which I was like, oh my god, I forgot he had a sister. Like, so he's not really looking for her either. So, but yeah, it was kind of rude. She's like, yeah, stop looking. There were no survivors. She's dead.
That was messed up. It feels like she knows that she's alive and she's probably protecting both of them. There's something there. Like, you wouldn't just say that unless she knew for a fact. And then why would the whole entire story be like he's looking for her if she's not out there doing something naughty?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely her mom trying to be like, don't go. This is bad, whatever you're going towards. And I think that's kind of how we're supposed to feel from it. Is like, it's probably not going to be. It's going to be some bad news bears there with his sister. So just focus on your good life. Go on vacation. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine.
I bet that bitch is an Imperial.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Sorry, I'm like processing that.
Right? Right?
Yeah, definitely evil. Is everyone just evil or rebels? It's just one or the other.
I mean, I think that's Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out.
You can't be a regular person in Star Wars world. You got to pick a side.
Yeah. So this is, we kind of touched on this before, but this is where we, speaking of the Imperials, we're back at the, like, I don't know, little place, and Deidre and her punk coworker Blevin. Blevin's like throwing her under the bus. He's like, look, she's like looking for files and asking questions about things she shouldn't. And then she kind of throws it back at him, and she's like, well, yeah, that's kind of what you guys are paying me to do. And Qyburn is like, you're right, you're awesome. So yeah, what'd you guys think of this?
I don't know. I love that you just dropped Qyburn. I think that just solidified the fact that there's something more to her. And I feel like we're going to figure that out pretty soon, sooner rather than later. I don't know. I feel like she's with us. I don't know why, but that's just the vibe I get.
Yeah, actually, it's Blevin who seems to be more of a rebel than she is, and that like, what if we find out he's the good guy? Where he's like, can she stop like looking into this stuff? You know, it would make sense for someone to be on the inside and trying to shut that down.
That's a good call. That's also good. Yeah.
No, Blevin is just he's trying to do that 9 to 5, get out early. He's just trying to do as little work as possible. So he just there's no way he's got rebel blood in him. With a name like
Okay,
Rebel
there
Blevin,
you go, Tommy. Go.
Rebel Blevin. That's what we're. Oh, hey, here's all the rebels. We got Kevin over there and Blevin.
Blevin is such a blah name. Like, Blevin's a Gary.
Yeah. But yeah, he ends up like assigning all of his stuff to her. He's like, "You're too distracted by this whole thing," and she's like, pretty happy. They both walk out together, and he leaves her with "Watch your back." Like, what the heck?
Maybe it's because she earlier put like maybe he put a kick me sign on her back, and it was like, "Hey, watch your back. Everyone's gonna kick you now."
That's actually probably exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Office
classic workplace shenanigans. Yeah, classic office shenanigans.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is my favorite part because this was just so awesome. I loved the music here. I love this planet. This planet is awesome. My brother described it as Los Angeles, the planet. That's what this is. Like,
what, Miami Beach House?
Yeah. He's like, I think it's called Neomos is the planet. So This is cool vibes, you know. But yeah, he's just got. It seems he appears to have been finishing up a one night stand.
Banging a slut. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, famously. But yeah, he's in the shower. He's got like his money hidden. He's like pulling out money. I didn't really understand why he was getting the money. But yeah, this is where we get the Pesnos and Revnog. She's like, "You love that. Go get it."
It was a great scene. I was obsessed with it. He looked like he was at like MTV Beach House. Just like spring break. Like classic Andor spring break.
Yeah, but he ends up he's walking down the beach here and there's like people running around. Again, the music here is like awesome. This is where we see like just the like literal beach chair. And then we get like a shore trooper from Rogue One that stops him. And this is so convenient to like get him in prison or whatever, but like he's like, "Oh, you're part of it. You're a bad guy. You're running away." So
it seemed like racial profiling for Star Wars. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you're arrested. It was insane.
Yeah, he was proven wrong like multiple times. Like it was like, no, this is what I was doing. I don't care. Like it was like nothing Andor said was going to change the stormtrooper's mind.
And like of all things for him to get caught on, it's like you're walking. You're fucked. You're fucked.
You're sweaty. That was
you're listening.
That's when I walked in and Megan was watching that, and it literally isn't being like, "Why are you sweating?" He's like, "Because it's hot." Yeah. It's like it's a desert.
Sam, sorry.
You go.
Well, I was going to say, Sam, I was so excited to tell you about the cameo here, but it sounds like you already know about it.
Do I? What? Wait, I don't know if I do.
Right here at the end.
Oh, so I was then frantically setting up our podcasting situation, and she continued to watch the episode, so I don't know.
Yeah. What were you going to say? We'll get to the cameo. You're muted.
I was gonna say with the different stormtroopers, what's the training that goes into this? So like a shore trooper, do they have to just like run in the sand so they can like, you know, like it's just like running back and forth? It's like the Rocky montage training. Like what defines, like, I guess I'm just like, can't any stormtrooper be a shore trooper or a snow trooper, or is it like they have to be trained in those environments?
Ooh. It's probably just the suit.
I think it's just the suit and like forearm strength.
Yeah, that's all it takes to be a stormtrooper.
Yeah. Probably. That's what I get from
no
that.
Aim. They don't need any aim. It's just the forearm strength.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to practice your
exactly. Yeah, I'm done. It reminds me, to bring it back to Game of Thrones. like snow and sand, like Jon Snow, or like that's what I get from that. It's just like where you are, I think.
Yeah.
It's geographic, whether you're a storm or a whatever trooper you are. Yeah. And you're like, whatever, you're basically a machine. So they tell you what you are and just where you go. That's what I think.
Trying to think what other troopers could exist out there. Rain troopers. They have it's just stormtroopers, but with rain boots on.
Tsunami trooper.
Yeah, tsunami trooper.
Absolutely.
Moon troopers, because then they can wear moon boots.
Ooh, I love that.
You've created a whole. You listening, Disney? We have so many more movies for you. At least 5 more movies out of this.
Yeah, the Death Troopers are the coolest, though. Like, they're the best. But let's talk about this cameo because I'm super excited about it. We finally get it, and actually, it might not even be the person, but K2SO is here, and he comes in, and he's like tossing some of the other punks in the background around, and the short trooper's like, "Hey, come take care of this guy," and he like chokes Andor. It's kind of brief. He talks differently than K2SO. But I think that comes with him like rewiring his brain a little bit. I don't know. Is this the same person?
So I actually did see this, and that is so the one I walked in and I go, "Hey, that guy," and then I went and continued. So I did see this, but I don't know if it's the same guy or not.
I feel like just the way they like focused on his face, like it felt special, like not just like another droid. So I don't know. I think this is him.
That's sweet how you just put that, but I don't think so. I don't think
it's
it's
supposed to be more technical than sweet, but it can be both. 2 things can happen.
The way he looked at his eyes, it's so sweet.
Wait, but this could totally be like their origin story. Like
it's their meet cute.
Yes.
You know what? You guys just fully changed my mind because in no way did I ever think that this was possible, but the 4 of us just changed my mind. So
yeah.
Okay, it was him for sure.
Yeah. When Andor, like their hands brushed each other, like, oh, there was chemistry. It was a meet cute. They're gonna go get popcorn.
The way he
afterwards.
choked him. Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Yeah, he's not going back to that.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that again.
I was about to go hard into like the Julia Roberts era rom-coms that I've been hooked on this past month, and that's where she decided to go instead.
Yeah.
Got it.
Tommy, this might be one of our most unhinged podcasts.
I'm so sorry. I also didn't start this by asking if it was okay if I swore.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay, great.
We want everyone to be themselves.
Yeah, no rules here. We're not like those stormtroopers. We'll listen to your reasoning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Your moon troopers. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, that's not the first time that we've heard that. So it's fine.
My bad for always finding a way to bring up light choking.
We're honest. We're just honest.
Okay. Yeah, so Andor gets arrested here. He's in court, I think. I didn't look up the casting. I don't think it's the same guy, but like literally Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad is here. Did you guys see this guy? I don't know. Like you get like 2 quick shots of his face, so that's why I think it's not him. But like, dude looks exactly like him. But yeah, he gets sentenced.
He looks like a meth head.
Well, the weird thing is he had hair, and I was like, that threw me off. But yeah,
that's a side effect of meth.
Yeah. It's a side effect of being on Breaking Bad. Everyone's bald on that show.
Notoriously.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's sentenced to 6 years in prison. This is unreal.
For saying, he's like, I'm just a tourist.
Yeah,
6 years.
To be fair, they did say they were going to crack down. He's like, anything that seems like it's unfair will be a first-class offense. So I think, they're just
that is
like,
some Russian bullshit.
Oh my God. Yeah. Didn't this whole place give you TVA? We already mentioned it once. TVA vibes. That's the whole thing I was thinking during this court scene.
Absolutely. I was also getting like Brittany Griner vibes in Russia, but definitely TVA vibes.
Yeah. Basically just one and the same. Those two.
Absolutely.
I mean, Star Wars started off with the whole like Cold War, analogy and all that good stuff. So I would not be surprised.
But the last line we get in the show is "Take it up with the Emperor." Whoa, okay, chill with the Palpatine references.
Also, how easy is that? Do you have to take is it like a meat shop? Do you take a number and wait in line to talk to Palpatine?
Well,
he gets one phone call.
That's what I'm like wondering is like hearing all of this. I'm like, okay, so why would he ever talk to someone who was arrested for being a tourist? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's like other people that seem to be doing rebel stuff running around, and like he kind of came from the same direction, but he was like walking, just being normal.
And he was sweaty though, guys. We can't forget that you can't be sweaty.
Yeah.
In Star Wars.
Don't sleep on the sweat. That's something. Yeah. That means something.
6 years for sweating.
Okay, that is the end here. This was so much fun. Where do we go from here, Tommy? There's gotta be something we could talk about at the end.
I got something for you guys.
Let's go.
In true Two Girls, One Multiverse fashion.
Oh, I know what this is.
Something we do at the end of our show.
I know what this is.
Marry, fuck, kill. So for Andor and for you gentlemen, I have 3 people that I would like you to let me know who you would marry, fuck, and kill. We have Deidre Miro, Mon Mothma, and Bix Colleen. So marry, fuck, kill him, guys. How about Tommy? You go first.
Okay. So Deidre, Mon, and Bix. Okay. I gotta think about this. So Bix, she seems like she's in a really bad situation right now. She's location wise, I don't know if I want to move into her property. It's the stormtroopers are there all the time. So not looking great there for her. Deidre, she's got a great job working for the state, probably health insurance. You could use that. And that's looking good up for her. And then Mon, I mean, she's just a total. I think I got it. I think I would marry Mon because you just need that in your life. Real support system, nice dinners, fancy cushy life. It looks like.
Absolutely.
I think it's hard. Well, see, but I'm just sleeping with them. I'm just sleeping with them now. So I think it's just sleeping with Bix and I have to kill Deidre. But if, Bix would never be married. I'm sorry, Bix, but you just don't have enough going for me. I doubt you have a retirement plan either. That Definitely wouldn't be going well for me. So that's, I think, where I've landed.
Okay, Michael.
Tommy, I was gonna honestly, I'm not gonna cop out, but I was gonna say the same exact thing. So I'm gonna twist it up. Okay.
Okay.
Deidre, I feel like there's negative and positive effects that come with her personality. I think that she can be very controlling, but sometimes I need that. So I think that she'd be folding my clothes, and I think that's what's gonna make her a good wife. So I'll be marrying Deidre. And it's kind of obvious from here. I'm killing Biggs and Mon Mothma. I love her. She's the best. It's one night, but it's better than none.
One night can feel like a lifetime, Michael. So
with the right girl, absolutely. Samantha, your turn.
I'm gonna marry Mon for obvious reasons. I'm gonna definitely fuck Bix because she's just like a total fox. But it's like one night, she's not reliable, and I'm gonna kill Deidre. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
You're gonna just throw a total wrench into all of this.
Megan just picked up a stack of papers and ordered them properly as she is about to prepare us for her answer.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm killing Mon. You know what? I don't have mommy issues. Well, she's great, but I'm not trying to fuck her. No, thank you. She's very, very polished. We love that for her, just not for me. It's just not my vibe. I'm not trying to be like a vice president in the situation. No, and that just seems like that's what that would be.
You don't want to be a first lady?
I'm not Mon's first lady. I'm just not. I just could do without it. It just doesn't seem like a long-term situation for me. And it doesn't seem fun enough to be a short-term situation. But my short-term, my fuck, would be Deidre. I love a little baddie with a potential redemption arc. I'm down for that. Like she's like buttoned up, but you know that she probably just gets fucking weird. And she could probably teach me a couple things. So I'm okay with that. And I'm marrying the fuck out of Bix. We're going to live in the slums and just vibe and steal shit and sell it. And I am up for it. I'm up for it. She's a smoke show. So that's just where I'm going with that.
Wow, that was...
Sorry, everybody.
No, I love it. That was... and with such passion, I'll never forgive you for killing Mon, but we can get over that.
I'm a bit toxic, but it's okay.
I'm trying to figure out, Tommy, do we want to do recommendations?
I mean, it's the same thing. It's been... I can't help it. It's all I watch right now.
There's got to be something else.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
I don't have anything either, but...
So I'm over here getting called out, and you're over here. You're probably going to say the same zombie show again, Michael.
I haven't said that in like a year, but I will now.
Okay.
And Sam and Megan don't like zombies, by the way. Don't talk about zombies.
Don't even look. Okay. I hate
Zombie Zoo.
Zombie Zoo. So you have been listening.
I have.
My recommendation is hey, go out and smell the roses out there in the world.
Okay. Okay, here's mine. I watched an incredible movie recently. And I can't believe nobody's told me to watch it. I felt like I related a little bit to each character in this movie. It's kind of a love story, but it's kind of not. It's kind of a coming of age story, but it's kind of not. It's called Cha Cha Real Smooth. And I don't even want to say too much about it. But just go into it if you're looking for like a wholesome good time and you want to cry at the end. Watch that movie.
Is that like a play on the Cha Cha Slide?
Yeah, it's literally the song is in the movie.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
because Cha Cha Real Smooth now. Yeah, I like that.
I've heard really, really, really good things about that movie.
Yeah, I kind of made it seem more uplifting than it is. It's kind of sad, but it's also very fun. I don't know. It's both. Two things can be true. Do either of you guys have something you want to leave the audience with here? Something that you've been up to, or I didn't prepare you guys for this. I just oh no.
Sam, you go first.
Well, I was thinking, if you like thrillers, my friend wrote and directed this film called God's Country that you can now rent and watch on Amazon, and it is really, really, really good. It stars Tawanda Newton and Jefferson White, who's from Yellowstone, and it's just like a really good slow burn film. It's really, really good. I've seen it like 3 times, but that's what I would suggest and recommend.
Oh my God, Tandy Newton's in this. I love her. She's in. I was thinking she's in Solo. She's in Rogue One or Solo. Or yeah, but
yeah, she's incredible. It's a really cool story. It's based on a short story that they adapted into a feature film, and they actually started filming in February of 2020. So everyone was on set for a month, and then they had to leave for a year and then go back and start filming again. So it's kind of impressive that they even finished it. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Megan, do you have anything? Oh no.
What do I have?
If you can't say Grey's Anatomy.
And you can say...
No, I wasn't going to.
I was about to say you can say anything, but you can't say Grey's Anatomy.
No.
And I can't say my show, Michael.
This is crazy. Yeah, I did. I'm very close to just binging the entire series of Grey's Anatomy, but I won't go there. What do I recommend? I recommend this fall that everybody.
I don't know.
We're waiting.
I'm trying to think of things I enjoy, and all I can think
this
of
really is like mirror versions of ourselves.
Thank you, Tommy. Because you know what? I really liked what you had to say. Like, oh, go, have trick or treat. No, this month alcohol doesn't have calories, so just drink all that you want and enjoy yourselves, and take a drunk walk down the block and have a smoke on the boulevard. I don't know. I don't have a lot going for me right now, so
I feel like Andor is having a smoke on the boulevard down on by the beach there for sure.
Definitely in Miami Beach,
doing like a little doobie walk.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Post strip club, absolutely. Yeah. I don't have anything super fun, but maybe I'll just get back to you guys in the comment section on your Instagram.
You're perfect.
So that's what I have.
Guys, this is so much fun. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Really just brought like a lot of energy. So this is great. I want to give you guys the chance though to tell people about your podcast and where they can find you guys.
You do it.
You fucking do it.
No, I always do it.
I watched the show and actually contributed. So you fucking do it.
This is fascinating for the audience. I don't know if they know yet, but y'all are in the same room. The people that are listening. Yeah.
I'm just pointing. You go.
They're arguing. They're alternating mutes and arguing. But who's going to do their own shout out?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify at 2 Girls 1 Multiverse, all spelled out with all the letters, no numbers. Email us at 2girls1multiverse@gmail. What else?
Yeah, just listen and love us and appreciate our takes. And that's it. That was great, Sam. You did a great job. But I want to say thank you to Michael and Tommy for having us. We're so sorry to take this so far off the rails, but I hope that it was interesting that one of us didn't watch what we were talking about. And we would love to do this again.
We would love to have you. We will just let us know what you want to do. We will have you. Well, this isn't actually. I lied. This is not the first time. I had my buddy Nathan on, and he explained what Morbius was to me. I didn't see the movie.
Oh fuck! I'll explain it right now. It's a fucking trash show.
Wait, I literally just said in our podcast in our weekly podcast that I was like, what? I don't understand why people keep saying it's Morbin time. I don't know what that means.
She didn't know that it's Morphin time from Power Rangers. This was very contentious that just happened about, I don't know, an hour ago. She's never seen Power Rangers. So she doesn't even know how hot the Red Ranger is.
So no Power Rangers, no Andor episode 7. It's like, what the heck?
I mean,
why did we even invite her?
Yeah, I can just leave. I'll just leave now.
At this point, Sam, no, this just has to be your thing. Don't watch a show ever again. Never watch TV and just go on podcasts being the person that knows nothing about what we're talking about.
Just give my unsolicited, uneducated opinions. Cool.
So responsible. Let's do it. Okay, guys, I'm going to close this out here. I like to remind you guys to rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify, preferably 5 stars. Also, please subscribe because we're going to be here every single week. We got a couple bonus things coming up. So, hit that button. We'll download straight to your phone. It's super convenient. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere at Star Wars Pod. And we also have some merch. So check our show notes and you can get yourself a hoodie or a crew neck sweatshirt. It's getting cold outside. Tommy, is it cold for you? Yeah.
Oh, brother, it's so cold out here in California.
He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I'm literally wearing a sweatshirt. This is so
way to go, Bills Mafia.
It's because we don't need sweaters because we're born in the negative 20 degrees.
Also, you can ask us for our Discord link because we have a little Discord community going on. We'd love to have you. But that is all we got for you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye.